Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Dad's Diag. We're back inside the 2008 Honda Pilot with the big 3.5, and it is giving us an intermittent heater uh, heater malfunction code on the O2 sensor. I have to figure out which one, and then I'm going to try to diagnose: is it a bad sensor, or is it bad wiring, or a bad fuse? So I've got my scanner hooked up, and I've brought up data PIDs to show me heater. The heater is state and the heater current, and that should give me a good indication of which one is giving us trouble. So I'm going to graph bank one sensor, one heater, bank two. All right, that's the state. Let's and multi-graphs, and I'll do the heater for bank 2 sensor 1, bank 1 sensor 1 heater. Oh, I'm going to do current. Bank 2, bank 1 sensor 2, and bank 2 sensor 2. Current. I'm currently graphing them. So now I'm going to start it up. And the current, I'm pulling current on bank 2 sensor 2. I'm not pulling any current on bank 1 sensor 2. Let's go back to text. 1.23 amps on bank 2 sensor 2 and 0 amps on bank 2 or bank 1 sensor 2. And bank 1 sensor 2 is off. It probably sensed a problem there and turned it off. Bank 1 sensor 2. Bank 1 sensor 2 is still showing us 1.43 volts, which is uh, that is the bias voltage put on by the computer. And bank 2 sensor 2 is showing us an oscillation on voltages there, down from zero point 0.2 to zero point 0.8 volts. That's what it should be doing. Bank 2 or bank 1 sensor 2 is starting to read now. I think it's gotten warmer. There's only one sensor that is off. And that is bank 1 sensor 2. And I'm getting no amperage on bank 1 sensor 2. Let's go back and see if there's any codes for that now. Did the computer turn it off? Let's read our codes. Yep. And it's giving us permanent and temporary DTCs, a P0141 for the heater circuit for bank 1 sensor 2. So now I'm going to have to turn the car off and go and get my diagram to show me where that sensor lives. And I'm going to unplug it and see if we can see any voltage there. And we'll read the resistance of the heater circuit. So let me save that. Okay. So that's where our culprit is bank 1 sensor 2. Now we have an idea where to look. All right, well, I brought the Honda inside because I've looked at the diagram, and it's the sensor that's in the back on the downstream end of the catalytic converter, which means it's plugged in back in here somewhere. I can't even see the wire. And so I decided to take a look underneath to see where the problem, where the sensor actually lives. I'll bring you down there with me. And there's the sensor. See it there? And there's the wire. Anybody see what's wrong there? I do. That wire is resting on the drive shaft for the passenger wheel. And there, folks, is the problem. I don't know if you can see that, but the wire is rubbed through and broken. So that explains why we got the code. I'm going to see how hard it is to get this out. I might also try fixing the wire. That'll make it a no parts required. But we'll see if that's even possible. I probably don't want to, considering where it lives and how much salt and water it's going to get. So probably getting a new sensor is the best idea. But it's going to be tough to get a tool in there. There's literally almost nowhere to get a wrench. So this should be fun. I think what I'll do now is source the part, go get it. All right. Be right back after I get the part. All right, folks, I'm back from the AutoZone. I had to get a new part, and this is it. This is an OEM NTK downstream oxygen sensor. You can read the part number, 24255. That's for the downstream rear. And I think they're all different because they have different length wires. So now the fun part is trying to get this one in. It took me at least a half an hour to get the old one out because I couldn't get behind the engine to get the thing unclipped and disconnected. So I think I'm going to start from the bottom and get it put in there. So let's get a light. All right. Now I have to get that new one into that space. Very few places to put a good light here. Take off the plastic. Oh, and the plastic has anti-seize on it. That's what's under the plastic. Try not to touch that. Very difficult to get off. The only thing you can do is get one hand up in there. there. Can't get behind it. Wonder if I can work it in with a tool. I think it's working. Yep. Snug, and the tool's on. Let's see if I can get the tool set up to tighten it. It does have a crush washer on it. It's like a spark plug. Oh. All right. Snug it up. So you're going to feel a little resistance. Whoa. Sorry, guys. Get you set up a little better there. Nice and tight. Good and tight. Now to get the wire up there. Might have to run a fish down to get it. All right. Well, let's get. Oh. There she is. Installed and tight. Let's go up top and see what we can do up there. All right, let's do this off camera because I don't know how I'm going to get that thing up here. Got the heater. I got the O2 sensor installed and wires are hooked up. And now I'm going to go back in and see if hopefully, I don't know if there's a fuse attached to that or not, but I'll find out when I start the car and I'll be reading the current. This will tell me whether it's on or off, and those two are the current. So let's get the car started. Both sides now are drawing 1.5 amps. and both heaters are on. So apparently the ECU will shut down the heater circuit if it senses a short to ground, which is what happened. And now both heater circuits are working. I still have a code, so I guess I can go back now and get rid of that because I've checked my work. Now let me save that. I have to get used to saving. Alright. Alright, let's read the codes. And it's still showing them as permanent and temporary. So they're not going to clear themselves. So let's erase them. Let me turn the engine off. It says reading codes. By the way, I'm using the Foxwell NT809TS. This has the tire pressure sensor hardware in it, so I can check tire pressure sensors. And this car actually is going to get one replaced. The one up in the front driver's side is got a dead battery. I can't do that because I can't remove a tire. Does help to turn the car on. The temporary heater circuit code went away. Let's see if I can erase that one. And it cleared successfully, and the engine check light went off. Allows me to turn it off. System passed, no faults found. Let's go back and do a quick scan. Check engine light is out. Engine control passed, no fault. Terrific. We'll call that a fix.